7 Alpha Foxtrot. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Trump Force 1, contact departure.
Trump Force 1 to departure. Thank you for that, sir.
Take a deep breath. It is very scary.
The Kamala crash, what it means for November.
That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Wow. There's too much of toxicity. It's masculine toxicity out there.
Kamala's husband got the nanny pregnant.
Can we
What?
just give it up again for my husband?
Oh, yes, he did. Kamala's husband got the nanny pregnant. Oh, we gonna talk about it, guys. Wait a second. Did Kamala Harris's husband cheat on her? Holy cow.
Fox News alert, an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room today, where Kamala Harris looks like a nervous wreck.
I really feel like God has his hand on Donald Trump, guys. Donald Trump's plane has unfortunately had to make an emergency landing in Billings, Montana this afternoon due to an emergency mechanical failure. As you can see here, this is Donald Trump's plane coming in for a landing. This is Trump Force 1. But you gotta wonder, like, what the heck is going on here, right? You know? By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I totally appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and for sharing these videos on Facebook and Twitter.
Former President Donald Trump's plane was diverted while flying to Montana, where he will speak at a rally tonight. According to the Billings airport, it was because of a mechanical issue, but Trump still landed safely in the state. Montana, of course, is a red state, but Trump is trying to help Republican Senate candidate Tim Sheehy beat Democratic incumbent Senator John Tester. It's a very expensive race here, with both parties spending tens of millions of dollars on ads and also airtime.
All right, guys. Well, first of all, I just want to go ahead and say, thank God Donald Trump and his crew landed safely last night. And I'm not sure if his family, Melania Trump, Barron Trump, were on board, but thank God everybody's okay. And if you're thankful for Donald Trump's safety, go ahead and type amen. Now, people are already asking lots of questions about Donald Trump's emergency landing. I mean, we almost lost him not too long ago. People are saying, hey, did they pay off the pilot? Are they trying to kill the president, President Donald Trump? I mean, they already tried a couple weeks ago. Was there a mechanical failure of some sort on Donald Trump's plane? Why wasn't Donald Trump's plane maintenance before the takeoff, right? Was the Secret Service guarding Trump's plane? Can the Secret Service be trusted at this point? I mean, there's all sorts of questions swirling around right now. And folks are asking me if Donald Trump's plane was a Boeing aircraft, especially since Boeing has had several suspicious situations take place in the past couple of years, including several very notable Boeing employees mysteriously dying who happen to know some, let's just say, critical information, right? So I can understand why a lot of people are asking questions. What I can tell you is this, guys. The Trump organization's Boeing 757, which they nicknamed Trump Force 1 after the U.S. presidential plane, Air Force 1, Trump Force 1 is actually an aircraft that's owned and operated by Donald Trump. Now, the nickname gained use during Donald Trump's presidency during his campaign in 2016. Basically, what he flies in is a Boeing 757-200, and it's registered in the United States as N757AF. Now, all I can say is hopefully they perform a full investigation on Donald Trump's plane and share the findings of those results with us. I'll keep you posted for sure. But of course, I got to ask you guys, what do you think happened with Donald Trump's plane for it to have this emergency landing all of a sudden? On the same day he had a rally scheduled for Montana. Trump supporters have been forming lines at his rally in Bozeman, Montana ever since 4 a.m. this morning. Trump is holding a campaign rally today in the Treasure State. The event is largely seen as a platform for the former president to target Montana Senator John Tester, the last standing Democrat elected statewide. Polling actually shows that Tester is locked in a tight race against GOP businessman Tim Sheehy. But it looks like Donald Trump's Montana rally is the only campaign that he has this week. Well, guys, Donald Trump's plane suffered a mechanical issue before landing, according to the Secret Service. Other reports are saying that Donald Trump's plane, which is headed toward Montana, diverted due to a mechanical issue. Thankfully, Donald Trump's plane has landed safely nearby. It looks here like former President Donald Trump's plane landed in Billings, Montana, just a few hours ago. After suffering a mechanical issue. It's not clear whether the original intent was to land in Billings or Bozeman, where Donald Trump is set to appear at a dinner fundraiser and a rally. Donald Trump says, I just landed in a really beautiful place, Montana, so beautiful flying over, and you just look down and that's the way it's supposed to be. Well, unfortunately, Donald Trump's plane had to go down for emergency landing, emergency maintenance, but I do want to share a quick clip from Donald Trump himself after he has landed. Take a listen.
I just landed in a really beautiful place, Montana, so beautiful flying over, and you just look down and that's the way it's supposed to be. But we have a very high rating in Montana. We have a lot of popularity. I like them, they like me. But I'm here to do some fundraisers and most importantly to support Tim Sheehy, who's running for the U.S. Senate. And we think he's going to do really well. We're going to have a rally and it'll be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow we're going to do some more different stops, different states, all good, all great people. And we're leading in all of the polls now. Just about every poll has us leading. They found out that this is a phony that we're running against, a person that had no idea what she was doing on the border, has no idea what's happening with inflation, had no idea what they did when it came to Afghanistan, the most embarrassing day in the life of our country. There's never been anything so embarrassing. We should have gotten out with dignity and strength, not the way they got out. It's an embarrassment to our country. So we have a great campaign. We have something that's going to be really very important. It's called, we are going to make America great again. And it's going to happen very fast. We're going to become energy independent again. Prices are going to start going down, including for food, for energy, and everything else. And we're going to really do a job. Thank you very much.
And so after Donald Trump's plane had his emergency landing, Donald Trump is actually going to be going to a smaller plane to continue his rally in Montana.
As the Middle East is on the verge of spiraling into a regional war, an American carrier strike group has been rushed into the Gulf as Iran could strike Israel at any moment. American soldiers have already been injured this afternoon in a barrage of rocket attacks on a military base in Iraq. This while Americans woke up at home to a bloodbath.
And can you believe what cackling Kamala Harris had to say just the other day? So here's what Kamala Harris had to say in a rally in Glendale, Arizona to pro-Palestinian protesters. Now she's saying is the time to get a ceasefire deal and to get the hostage deal done.
So let me say, I have been clear. Now is the time to get a ceasefire deal and get the hostage deal done. Now is the time. And the president and I are working around the clock every day to get that ceasefire deal done and bring the hostages home. So I respect your voices, but we are here to now talk about this race in 2024.
Look at her, just steadily gaslighting folks. You're not working on this deal like you're marketing to us, like you're advertising to us. There is no way that they've been working on this deal and they haven't come to a resolution so far. Donald Trump would have had the ceasefire. Comment down below if you agree. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I totally appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and for sharing these videos on Facebook and Twitter. So check this out. Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, admits to cheating on his first wife after bombshell report he impregnated the nanny. Wow. Whoa. Talk about infidelity. Like, can you imagine, like, you're married to your husband and he cheats on you with a babysitter? Like, how do you recover from that? Like, and then I don't even know what to say on that. Vice President Kamala Harris's husband, and guys, this is being reported on the New York Post, okay? Vice President Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, on Saturday admitted cheating on his first wife following a bombshell report claiming he once got a nanny pregnant. The second gentleman reportedly strayed from then-wife Kirsten after a decade and a half ago with a blonde nanny by the name of Najin Naylor, who taught at a private school attended by their 2 kids. So when the husband was staying late with the kids, picking them up from soccer practice, staying late at the school for tutoring or whatever, maybe that's not what he was doing. Maybe he was getting behind the teacher and supporting her in ways that the mom never expected. Wow, that's pretty effed up, guys. Goes on to say that Naylor did not keep the baby, so apparently there was an abortion, maybe a miscarriage. I don't know the details on that. A close friend with direct knowledge of the affair and pregnancy told the Daily Mail it's unclear what exactly the friend meant. Hours after the outlet reported, Emhoff admitted having an affair in a statement to CNN that didn't name Naylor or address her alleged pregnancy. During my first marriage, Kirsten and I went through some tough times on account of my actions. Basically, he effed up, but it looks like he admitted to it. Okay, give him that. I took responsibility. This is exactly why Kamala Harris will not take any tough questions from the press or for anyone from that matter. So, I mean, this literally proves she can't do this. She cannot handle the presidency of the United States. I want you guys to watch as Kamala Harris struggles through a question on rising inflation here in the United States. I mean, the audio is a little bit low, but essentially she's being asked a question about U.S. Experiencing record inflation way beyond expectations. OPEC didn't increase oil production, and she's just simply being asked how she will prevent overspending in her Build Back Better agenda from making the problem even worse, and what else is she going to be doing to fix this problem with inflation. Watch Kamala Harris completely fail on live TV. Please go ahead and share this video with a liberal friend that really needs to see this. I want to thank y'all so much for always hitting the like button and for subscribing to the channel.
The U.S. is experiencing record inflation, the worst in 30 years, way beyond expectations. OPEC didn't increase oil production. Can you tell us a little bit about how you would prevent the new spending in your Build Back Better agenda from exacerbating the problem? And also, what else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously.
I mean, you guys heard Kamala Harris's attempted response. I mean, besides the fumbling and the delay, she's like trying to figure out what she's going to say to try to answer the question. It's like at the end of the day, she never answered the question. I mean, we got this massive public-sized word salad sandwich from Kamala Harris on a very, very serious question about our economics. And all we got at the end of the day is that they take it seriously. Meanwhile, they're not doing anything. This woman is not qualified. I'm sorry. Let Kamala Harris's gaslighting begin, guys.
Harris continued that today, speaking to United Auto Workers members in Detroit.
We're saying we just want fairness. We want dignity for all people. We want to recognize the right all people have to freedom and liberty to make choices, especially those that are about heart and home, and not have their government telling them what to do.
Wait a second. So the Democratic Party, who is like all about big government, expanding government, taxing us, 60, 70, 80, 90% tax rates. They're talking about the fact that they don't want the government telling us what to do, or they're not about the government telling us what to do. What kind of epic gaslighting is Kamala Harris pulling here?
Our campaign is about saying we trust the people.
Yeah, okay. Kamala Harris has already proven time and time again that she is incompetent and she herself cannot be trusted. I'm sorry. But here you have MSNBC host Joy Reid joining the left-leaning news media outlets, trying to paint this false picture of how Donald Trump is fat and lazy.
Earlier this year, that all he wanted to do was be on the campaign trail. Well, today was the first time he took a break from his demanding schedule of walking around a putting green and eating McDonald's cheeseburgers and maybe stuffing a few nuclear documents behind his golden toilets to hold a press conference at his Florida estate. And it was exactly the misogynistic, cognitively declining stream of consciousness you would expect.
Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, and you look at it, and you look at the picture of his crowd, my crowd, we actually had more people. I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. What did she have yesterday, 2,000 people? I have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the crowd size. For 52 years, they wanted to bring abortion back to the states. They wanted to get rid of Roe v. Wade. And that's Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and everybody. Liberals, conservatives, everybody wanted it back in the states. They said at first they were going to go out to another vote. They were going to go through a primary system, a quick primary system, which it would have to be. And then it all disappeared, and they just picked a person that was the first out. She was the first loser, okay? So we call her the first loser. She was the first loser when during the primary system, during the Democrat primary system, she was the first one to quit, and she quit. She had no votes, no support.
Oh, Grampy.
Wow. So they want to lock Donald Trump up. They want to have every Democratic judge and basically crooked judge, crooked district attorney come after Donald Trump and then make fun of him for how he decides to run his presidential campaign for 2024.
Take a deep breath. It is very scary.
Over $1 trillion wiped out as Bidenomics looks like it's blowing up right before the election. Someone must be proud.
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Trump saying today, stock markets are crashing, job numbers are terrible. We are headed to the World War III, and we have two of the most incompetent leaders in history. This is not good. He calls it the Kamala crash. Economists say she detonated the biggest debt bomb in American history when she cast the tie-breaking vote on the $2 trillion spending bill.
Cure the economy.